You're the president's chief medical advisor. Why is the White House politicizing the pandemic by tweeting out that there was no vaccine available until Joe Biden became president? It's not true.
To address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work.
What are you, smuggling some ganja too?
Can't you just let us go?
Everybody, including CNN, is now fact-checking the President of the United States. Fauci said he won't serve if Trump wins in 2024. Kamala Harris with a brand new word salad that's just so delicious. And the worst video I found on the internet over the weekend. My name is Jobob. This is Daily Caller Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. Daily Caller Live starts right now.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
That might be the only brown guy on earth named Jobob.
That is actually her name, Jobob.
Live from the dingy bunker, completely cut off from the outside world, except for you funny folks. My name is Jobob. This is Daily Caller Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today it is May 16th, the year of our Lord 2022. Brand new week, full of possibilities. This might be the week you meet your betrothed, future betrothed. Could also be the week you get sent packing as your boss fired you. Wow. Downer there. So I want to start off with, I think, the funniest thing over the weekend. Funniest is not the right term. Most amusing thing, because for the last however many months, even years, CNN and people on CNN, Brian Stelter specifically, have been complicit in the lefty bias isn't even the right word. Even like capitulation to the media, to the narrative that lefty politicians have been pushing. Finally, somebody from CNN is grabbing some truth out of thin air and asking President Biden's officials about it. Here is Jake Tapper on CNN asking Dr. Fauci why the president seems to continue to be lying about what happened with COVID. Check this out. Again, this is fascinating. This is coming from CNN. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Watch this.
Amazingly, this White House tweet is still up. They tweeted it yesterday. It says, quote, when President Biden took office, millions were unemployed and there was no vaccine available. And it goes on from there. But as you know, that's not true. There was vaccine available. It might not have been widely available, but it was available. CNN fact checker Daniel Dale points out more than 3 million Americans had been fully vaccinated and more than 18 million had at least one shot by inauguration day. I think President Biden, then President-elect Biden, had 2 shots by then. You're the president's chief medical advisor. Why is the White House politicizing the pandemic by tweeting out that there was no vaccine available until Joe Biden became president? It's not true.
You know, Jake, I'm sorry. I can't explain every tweet that comes out. So you're talking to the wrong person. I wasn't involved in the tweet. I just can't explain it. Sorry.
But I know you can't explain it, but certainly you would agree that it's important to have facts when it comes to assertions being made about the vaccine, whether it's from the Trump White House or the Biden White House. And certainly you would agree that there was vaccine available before Joe Biden became president.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he got vaccinated and others got vaccinated. So, I mean, I think from a pure accuracy, that's not a correct statement. But, I mean, you know, it just went out. I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do about that, Jake.
Where is the disinformation police when you need them? Jake Tapper eviscerating the Biden administration's tweet saying everything was terrible until Joe Biden came into office. The vaccine was not present, when in fact that wasn't true at all. Remember too, and this is still suspicious, I think. Remember back in November of 2020, like 2 days after the election, Pfizer came out and said, I think we have a vaccine ready. And then it started getting into the public's hands. So one, that just wasn't true. He said that it wasn't widely available, made that disclaimer, which is obviously correct, because mass distribution wasn't going to be able to be done until like February or March. But it was available. It wasn't King Joe Biden that came in and decreed that all vaccines were now available to the world. No, they were already available to people, and he himself had already gotten 2 of the shots. So there's that. Then Dr. Fauci's sitting there saying, Well, I don't know. They're doing their own thing. I can't help you. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, that's a thing in and of itself. The Faucinator apparently doesn't have any input on what the president tweets regarding what Fauci is supposedly overseeing. So there's that. Fauci also made headlines over the weekend when he said that he would not serve in the White House if the president were to be Donald Trump in 2024. Somebody posted, I think it was a buddy of mine, Jordan, tweeted, "This is the best campaign ad for Donald Trump running in 2024, that Fauci won't be there if he runs. He will resign." So there's that. Again, Jake Tapper, one of a couple people going after the president. There was also this tweet that I saw over the weekend. This is Jeff Bezos. Different thing, different situation. But let me make this tweet bigger so people can see it. Joe Biden tweeted. Now, when I say Joe Biden, I mean Joe Biden's office, because he doesn't tweet. He said, "You want to bring down inflation? Let's make sure the wealthiest corporations pay their fair share." Now, the obvious thing to be stated is you're conflating two different issues that have seemingly nothing to do with each other. Jeff Bezos, world's richest man, also agreed with that sentiment. He tweeted back, or quote tweeted, saying, "The newly created disinformation board should review this tweet." Snark coming from Jeff Bezos. Now, look, I have problems with Jeff Bezos. I'm sure a lot of you have problems with Jeff Bezos. But he's being a little snarky, saying the disinformation board should review this tweet, which maybe they should. Or maybe they need to form a new non sequitur board instead. Raising corporate taxes is fine to discuss. Taming inflation is critical to discuss. Mushing them together is just misdirection. Basically, Joe Biden is saying inflation is terrible. Everyone needs to adopt a foster dog. Those two things really have nothing to do with each other whatsoever, as Jeff Bezos pointed out. Again, I've got issues with Jeff Bezos. I'm sure you've got issues with Jeff Bezos. But in this instance, I appreciate the fact that he's pointing out obviously he has his own vested interest in this, but these two things are not correlated at all. And also, the snarkiness of maybe the disinformation board should take a look at this. Let me read some of the comments. Holly asked about the shirt. This is my Joe Biden What t-shirt. It's available for sale. You can buy it. It's the catchphrase, Joe Biden looking off into the distance, not knowing what is going on, where he is, or what he's about to say, and says, "What?" So there's that. And then Cody, in regard to the Dr. Faucinator on the TV, says, "Mask the squirt, mask the turtles." Yes, that'll do it. That'll solve COVID. Mask the turtles, paper straws for everyone. And there's that. So I want to get to this. This is a little bit lighter fare for the morning because, hey, we're going to start your Monday off on a brighter note. Here's the question that I will pose to all of you in the comment section. Is this Kamala Harris's best word salad? And by best, I mean worst. We're going to juxtapose what I believe is her best with her new, most recent word salad and let you decide in the comment section. Again, is this Kamala's best word salad? Watch this, and then we'll play the other one back to back. Check it out.
That is especially true when it comes to the climate crisis, which is why we will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work operating from the new norms, rules, and agreements that we will convene to work together on to galvanize global action. With that, I thank you all. This is a matter of urgent priority for all of us, and I know we will work on this together.
Okay. Let me know in the comment section what you think happened there. What I think is somebody who has to read things in public now as a part of my career and do speeches and stuff like that. What it looked like happened is she was reading her speech and then went down a couple lines and then went back up to the top where it says work together again. We must work together to create a common ground by working together to create a common and then clearly got lost in her own statements that apparently she wasn't reading accurately. Now, I'll admit that that's not the most easy thing to do, but Kamala Harris has been doing this for long enough where you shouldn't make mistakes like that. Now, here's the question, again, that I have for you in the comment section. Is it worse than what I believe is Kamala's best word salad? Watch this and you decide if it's which one. Comment number 1 or number 2. That was number 1. This is number 2. Check it out.
We must together work together to see where we are headed, where we are going, and our vision for where we should be, but also see it as a moment, yes, to together address the challenges.
Somebody should start a Kamala Harris together drinking game. They might die. Together, we must work together to recognize the significance of the passage of time, which together, by recognizing the significance of the passage of time, can work together and be together as the passage of time defines its significance. Kamala Harris again. I don't know. Let me know. We got a couple people weighing in. James says number 2 is still worse. That's still reign king of the Kamala Harris word salad. Gloria votes number 1, so there's that. Let's see. Number 2, not 2 by far. It looks like so. Number one again. Wow, looks like number 1 is taking the cake. And I don't know where people are commenting from. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We're streaming on all of the Daily Caller platforms. So. Wow. Okay. So just anecdotally, and maybe I'll go back and review this later. It is seeming that number 2 and is like 30%. Number 1 has about 70%. So I will leave that there. Now I was going to get to more serious fare of Vladimir Putin possibly dying of cancer, but instead I want to play this. You know what? We're having a happier Monday. And by happier Monday, I mean, I don't know. It's Monday. This is, I kid you not, I don't think I'm underselling this. I don't think I'm underselling when I say this is the worst video I think I have ever seen. Critical theory, everybody's racist, here's what's happening in our schools. I'm going to stop talking about it and just play it, and then we'll have some discussion afterward, because somebody somewhere wrote this video down in the form of a script, got funding to make it, ended up making it, cut it together, put it all together in the editing room, and then put it out to the world and said, this is a good idea. This is totally something that people would resonate with. This is actually happening, and this is a good, valid depiction of what our racist schools are like. Watch this video. If you haven't already, click the little like button and the little share button thing. One would really appreciate it. It helps us get out to as many people as possible and continue doing what we're doing. But also, it's freaking hilarious. It is hilarious that people think that this is how this works, or it's hilarious that people think that this is actually what's going on. This is a little bit long, but trust me, it's worth every single second. This is how crazy lefty folks have gotten. Watch this.
Morning, kids. You know the drill. Open your bags. Okay, you're good to go.
Good.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir?
You ain't fooling anybody, Ziggy Marley.
What seems to be the problem?
I know you're hiding those nappy dreadlocks underneath that hat. What are you, smuggling some ganja too?
Can't you just let us go? He told you yesterday that his hair is important to his culture.
Rules are rules. This school's rules clearly state that every boy's hair must be cut above the collar.
I'm begging you, sir, please.
No.
What are you doing?
Come on, have a seat, Sister Nancy. Time for a trim.
Please help. Stop. I'm gonna go get help. Please, go.
You're gonna be in code now.
Okay, so if you're just listening to the podcast, sorry, that was a very visual thing. To recap very quickly, a boy had a hat on, like a beanie hat on, and the security guard said, "You have to have your hair cut at a certain length." And then the girl says, he told you yesterday his hair is very important to our culture. Dude, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. What is the... see, there's a bunch of people commenting. That is the dumbest S I've ever seen. Who does this? This is ridiculous, says Gene. Yeah, I don't know. Who thought that this was a good idea to put out and wouldn't be made fun of drastically? So, yeah, and then the guy then starts cutting his hair as if that's a real thing that would happen in real life. This is horrifying and hilarious. To steal a word from some talk show guys that I listen to pretty frequently, it's horrifarious. What that is. So, this possibly the worst video ever made. If you're, again, listening just on the podcast section and want to watch it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you see it, watching that was painful, said Josh. Yeah, it was. Oh, and then Jeff points something out that I was like, while watching it, dude, it's clearly a wig. Like it's not even close to being the guy's real hair. It's so cringeworthy to watch it. It's so funny, but also so terrible at the same time. Terry says hyperbole much, Raffle. Okay, so to I guess more, before we wrap it up, more serious, fair things that are happening now. This is interesting. So we've been hearing about this for a couple weeks now, that Putin possibly has a serious medical condition. It was said, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, the New York Post posted a story about it, and they're pretty good with this sort of stuff, that he was undergoing some cancer treatment and was going to be out of commission and somebody else was going to be in charge. But this is again from the New York Times today. I'm just going to read here, and again, we don't really know if this is actually happening or if this is like some sort of new plot to misdirect people. But here's what it says. Russian President Vladimir Putin is very ill with blood cancer, an oligarch close to the Kremlin said in a secret recording obtained by New Lines magazine. The type of cancer was unspecified, New Lines reported in a story discussing a myriad of rumors about Putin's health. The recording represents rare testimony by somebody with proven ties to the Russian government that its fanatical dictator may be seriously unwell. So I wanted to bring this up too because check out this photo. If you're just listening, I'll describe it to you. This is a photo at Russia's Victory Day parade a couple weeks ago. That's Putin, obviously in the middle, sitting there with a blanket over his leg like an old man would do. Now, again, this is a guy who has been very adamant about telling the world that he's a macho man, a machismo guy who's not taking anything from anyone. He plays hockey in that tournament where everybody lets him score. He's like 70 years old, but looking very, very frail here. There was no official state media photos that showed the blanket on his lap, but it would appear that he's just not the macho guy that he used to be. So there's that. Back to the story. The oligarch that apparently said this about Putin is unnamed for obvious reasons. Says he's absolutely ruined Russia's economy, Ukraine's economy, and many other economies. Absolutely ruined them. The problem is with his head. One crazy guy's turned the world upside down, which is no doubt true. So there's that. So we'll see what happens with Vladimir Putin over the coming days, weeks, months. But maybe it was that he knew that this was coming, and maybe that's why, and I'm thinking out loud here, maybe that's why he was so crazily cautious of COVID. Remember when we've all seen photos of him in meetings where he's been like at a big long table with the person that he's meeting with, like clear on the other side of the room, shouting across the room. Maybe that's why he's been so cautious and worrisome of COVID because he knew that this was this cancer that he's been carrying all along. Again, this could entirely be Russian disinformation to try and throw people off of what he's trying to do and make people think that, well, this is also, okay, now as long as we're being fair, this is also a dictator's plan to say, right out of the dictator's playbook, saying, I'm very, very weak and not being able to rule for much longer, and see who pops their head up to see if they can take control, and then you oust them really quick to make sure there's no dissidents in your own government. But we'll see how this turns out. Vladimir Putin, again, maybe possibly sick with cancer, but we'll see. There's a lot of people in the comment section talking about this Kamala clip. So we're gonna circle back to it, as Jen Psaki would say. But if you've watched the entire thing up to this point, if you already saw this clip, you're free to go. Thanks for watching. If you're listening to the podcast, I'm just going to play these clips one more time. This is clip number 1, the Kamala Harris new word salad, where she gets lost reading her speech, and then we'll play the other one, and then we'll call it a day. Watch this again from Kamala Harris.
That is especially true when it comes to the climate crisis, which is why we will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work operating from the new norms, rules, and agreements that we will convene to work together on to galvanize global action. With that, I thank you all. This is a matter of urgent priority for all of us, and I know we will work on this together.
It was right there where she realized, oh no, I lost my place and I just read the same thing over again, and repeated the same exact thing. I think, so does that topple the number 1 Kamala Harris word salad clip? Again, that was clip number 1. Vote in the comments section if you feel so inclined. Number 1 seems to be leading anecdotally, but watch this next clip from Kamala Harris. Listen to this next clip.
We must together work together to see where we are headed, where we are going, and our vision for where we should be, but also see it as a moment, yes, to together address the challenges.
Okay, so again, vote in the comment section, number 1 or number 2. Number 1 is from, I think, like November of last year. Kamala Harris says, together, we must work together, yes. And then that is, I think, the king of the hill in terms of Kamala word salads. Does this new clip, the first clip that we played, take her off? Well, it wouldn't take her off the mountain because she'd be replacing herself on the mountain of Kamala craziness. But does that new clip supersede the old clip, of which I believe was Kamala's best word salad? Keep voting in the comment section as we wrap up the show today. So that's going to do it for us today. More stuff on the way tomorrow. I think there was a couple things. Actually, I believe, I'm not entirely sure, I believe the White House has a press conference with their new press secretary today. We will bring you clips and highlights from that because I'm sure Peter Doocy will have a field day with that. As I believe we talked about a couple weeks ago, the new White House press secretary, I got to get her name right, Jean... I don't know. I'll get her name right eventually, but she's out there, and it's going to be interesting to see over the next couple months how that's going to work within the Biden administration. If you haven't already, give me a follow on any of your social media accounts at JOBOB on the Instagram, the Facebook, Twitter, all of those social media platforms. Just type in JOBOB, you'll be able to find me. I changed my name to Ultra Jobob on Twitter because I don't know, if you get the joke, you get the joke. Also, if you see in the comment section a bunch of people asking about the shirt, this is the what Joe Biden shirt. Now I'm looking the wrong way. What Joe Biden shirt, in which he seemingly always has to have this confused look on his face because he's not entirely sure what's going on, where he is, or what he's supposed to say. That shirt is available in any of the social media platforms that I just listed, Instagram shop, Facebook shop, all of those places, if you want it, because I think it's hilarious. The only thing that I get when I go out in this shirt is high fives. So if you want to get high fives, you can get the Joe Biden What t-shirt today. That's going to do it for us today. Appreciate you tuning in, sticking around. We'll be right back here tomorrow with a brand new episode of Daily Caller Live. Same time, same place. We'll see you then. God bless America.